No, hashtag gifted from my sister.
Oh, hashtag thank you, sister. Hashtag good gifting.
Yeah, I just wore them today because they were the first thing I saw.
Really good.
So, but I would recommend.
Where are they from?
Tommy.
Who are they?
Yeah.
Are they Spanish?
I think the tag said 160. But for a good pair of jeans
listen,
that you're
they're
going to
not
wear all the time,
Yeah.
I do think it's worth it. I used to be a bit like this. Like, people really begrudge spending money on jeans, but will spend like stupid money on like a top or whatever. And it's like, or like a dress that you wear once.
Or like spend money on like 10 items because it feels like value for money, but then those items just become things that you never wear, or do you know what I mean? Or that don't last.
And I really do think investing, and I haven't done this, like I really think I need to buy some really good basic like Skims tops. I don't have them. Mine are all shit from Zara and Bershka.
Yeah.
I wear them every day. That's my uniform.
Yeah.
So just buy the good ones, and you'll buy them once. Buy cheap, buy twice.
Buy cheap, buy twice. I believe that is the saying. Yeah.
So
that's a bit of, enlightenment for you. Over the weekend, I don't know why I was thinking about this, but I was thinking our rhetoric must change about aging. We're putting out a really negative stereotype, and I disagree with everything we've ever said on the matter.
Well, it's so funny because I was talking to my mum about it this weekend, about like, in my highest elevated self, I'm gassed to be 30. I really feel like this year, last year is when I really kind of, figured out who I am, and shit that matters, shit that doesn't matter. Like, I really, really think that is what the biggest beauty of aging is, like, really getting it. But when you detach from your highest elevated self, it's really easy to just like spiral into like societal thinking of, oh my God, you're going to be 30.
Life finishes and you have to have all these boxes ticked and you have to have achieved X, Y, Z. And I just think, actually, no. Yeah. Like, I won't buy into it. I won't even jest, because I just think like it's way too easy.
Oh, she won't even jest, guys.
I won't jest. I will not jest. It's so easy, especially for me. It's so easy for me to be like, I'm alone. I'm so old and alone. I'm never going to find love. It's so boring. Like, you've got so much life ahead of you. Anyone could get hit by a bus tomorrow, and aging is a gift, like a beautiful gift.
100%.
And I'm not going to let society tell us that we are less than because we haven't achieved the things they say we should achieve by 30.
Also, I genuinely do believe, guys, and I'm not saying this from a narcissistic, cocky place. I genuinely think I look better now than I did at 21, 22, 25.
Obviously.
I genuinely believe that, and I know everyone's slagged Kate
But not
Winslet.
just look better, like feel better.
No, but as in like so much of the trope of aging is like, oh, well, you're haggard. I think I look better a little bit haggard.
You don't look haggard.
But you know what I mean? Like, I think I look better older because like you grow into yourself.
Yeah, I mean, I think we could have this conversation when we actually look haggard at 50. Like, I feel like you say it's not.
I don't, but this is what I mean. I think like even at 30, people
like, as in you're in your like prime now.
Yes, but people think their prime is 22 is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, no, it's not.
It's not.
I really think there is this whole thing about by the time you're 30, you should have like X, Y, Z, and you should panic if you don't because you've got a body clock and like all of this stuff. And I just think, bore off. Like, actually bore off. My body clock runs out before I've done any of those things, then so be it. Do you know what I mean? Like, I don't think you can spend your days worrying.
No.
And not just enjoying.
It's so funny because I was thinking about like, I'm not even turning 30 till December, guys. It's just like so premature.
Basically, you got a whole year.
But do you know what I mean?
No one's planning Christmas presents yet, are they?
But I was thinking about on the eve of my 20th birthday, how I felt versus like how I can imagine I will feel on the eve of my 30th. If you gave me, I don't know, a magic pill that would turn back the time 10 years, would I do it? No fucking way.
No way.
Absolutely no way.
You couldn't pay me to be 20.
No way. Your 20s, and listen, I'm sure that your 30s bring a whole new set of challenges and like struggles, but that is life.
Yeah.
But the things that you go through in your 20s are so actually isolating. I think that is it's so like chaotic. I don't know why your 20s just feels perpetually like you really are in this washing machine. And
you're learning so much when you're still learning yourself. Like, that is a lot.
And I think by 30, you understand yourself so much more. So even the things that you're learning, you have a really solid like anchor in yourself.
Yeah.
And that's such a beautiful thing. Like, and it takes 30 years.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Also, it takes a lot to detach yourself from what you think you want and what you really want.
Yeah.
Because a lot of what you think you want to have achieved by 30 is not things that you deem to be important. That's probably why you haven't prioritized them and why you haven't done it yet. Like, it's really easy for me to use a relationship as an example, but like that's not my priority right now. Therefore, I'm not doing it. So the only reason I would ever panic about that is because someone told me that's something I should do and have. Do you know what I mean? And it's like takes so long to stop and think about what do I actually care about achieving this year? Not by the time I'm 30, not by the time I'm 40, but like right now as I am, what do I actually care about?
Yeah.
It genuinely might be reading a book cover to cover. Do you know what I mean? Like it doesn't have to be having a house, a mortgage, a dog, a kid, a boyfriend, a work, or whatever. Like it doesn't have to be any of that. And you just think it does because everyone tells you it does. It's crazy.
It's crazy.
We've just been thinking about that a lot recently because Al's getting older.
Yeah.
As if I'm not aging with that.
I said to her, luckily for you, babe, I'll always go through it first.
I'm jealous.
No, I think it's better this way round.
I'm desperate to let my 20s go. Desperate.
Shall we intro?
Yes. Shut up, you old hag.
Sure thing. Welcome to Leave a Message. You do it this week.
Welcome to Leave a Message. Thank you so much for being here. This actually isn't really a podcast for advice, although we freely give it.
I would say this is a podcast for advice.
I don't know the advice.
Okay.
Always.
Opinions, maybe.
Opinions, yeah. Sometimes we change our mind a lot. Like that's a great example. We fleet.
It's yes.
Sometimes we're scared of aging, sometimes we're joyful for it. You never know what you're going to get, basically, and that is the joy of Leave a Message. This is the podcast where we listen to your voice notes sent in by listeners. So if you're listening and you think, I could send in a voice note, then please do. The number is in our bio, I believe, right, Anna?
Oh, the link.
The link to the number.
Yeah.
Save it in your phone so whenever anything happens. And every week we name the galleys. So this week, the galleys will be called...
What will the galleys be called this week?
What is the girl in 13 going on 30 called?
I don't know who it is, but she's Jennifer Garner.
Let's have Jennifer.
Jennifer.
Hi, galleys. I've just remembered a story that happened last year. So a friend of a friend, not naming names obviously, and my friend were out getting their nails done, like at a nail shop. And it was the 1st of April. And they were joking about April Fool's prank. So I think someone brought up the conversation. Anyways, with the friend of the friend said, do you want to know what would be really funny? If I went home to her boyfriend's that night and said, can you just explain to me why I was in the nail shop and there was a girl next to me getting messages off you and the lock screen was a photo of you? And they thought it was hilarious. And they thought, oh my God, he's going to be like so confused. Like, what on earth? Like,
no.
What? So they finished getting the nails done. They drove home, dropped the friend of the friend off, and she went in to her boyfriend's. And like, apparently she played it blinder as well. She was so like off with him when she first went in and everything. And then there was that in bed and she said like, explain to me, expecting him to be like, what? Like so confused. He looked her dead in the fucking eye and said, I know, I'm sorry. Sorry? What do you mean I know I'm sorry? I honestly can't even imagine how she felt in that moment. And he said, yeah, I have been seeing someone for 9 months.
No.
9 months. They'd been on holiday.
No.
He'd met the family. They'd been on nights away and days out. She thought he was at work. That poor girl. Turns out the dirty little rat was actually doing it. So yeah, be careful when you're doing your April Fool's, girlies.
Obviously, don't get me wrong, horrific. Why would he give up his information so fast?
Maybe he was a bit like ready to be caught.
Maybe
the double life of 9 months was getting too much.
Because like you would have thought he would have put up a bit of a fight.
Also, like, are they in such close proximity that you know they're going to be at the same nail shop?
Yeah, it was me. That will mad. That is mad. Would you not be like, no? No, like, obviously, just give it one try.
Normally, they lie through their teeth, normally. And then it takes you so long. You know, when you've got receipts, but you don't give them straight away. Like, you know, like you've got screenshots, whatever. And you're like, I'm just going to give you a chance to tell me the truth. And they don't, they lie to your face. And you think, I know you're lying. And then you give the receipts. And then that's normally when they crumble.
And he's just straight off the bat.
He apple crumbled straight away.
Wow.
Sorry, the coincidence of that is actually cruel. Like, why has the universe done that to her? Why has it given her that stroke of brilliance for an April Fool's and then done that?
Well, I actually think in a sick and twisted way,
it's a good thing.
Yeah.
Of course. You want to know.
Maybe the universe was telling you.
The universe put a seed in your mind.
Yeah.
Or maybe subconsciously, like some Darren Brown shit. You actually had really like had an inkling that he was cheating on you. And then you were using April Fool's as like I actually think April Fools is really stupid.
I hate April Fools.
Like every year, I'm like, I think it's really dumb.
Well, also, I just think everyone posts shit stuff on Instagram every year. It's like everyone knows this is a joke.
We don't fall for it anymore.
Like, it's not funny.
Sometimes, like in my personal life, I really might forget though that it's the 1st of April, and I think I could get got.
Me too, but what are you gonna how? What are you gonna do?
Well, the classic one obviously is telling your boyfriend you're pregnant. That's a good one.
Never done that actually.
Have you not?
Never done that, maybe.
It's a bit cruel as you get older. It's not so fun. What if they're gassed and you're
Do
like,
you know what I mean?
fuck?
What if he's like, you've got to, terminate? I'd be
No,
like,
but what if he's like, you've got to keep it, babe?
No,
And you'll be
no,
like,
no.
well, there isn't one to keep. I was joking, you fool.
yeah, no. I think now let's not roll the dice.
You
with that.
can't
No,
play
I
with
think
that
it's
now.
A no. I think that's a no.
I'm not really, you know this about me. I'm
She's
not
not a
really a pranker. I don't enjoy a prank. I just think it's a low form of wit. I don't like it. I just think
Oh, I love a good prank.
it's a little bit mean.
no,
a
but
prank.
if they're really clever, it can be very, very funny.
Yeah.
I love to.
I guess I can fuck with when Ant and Dec do like get out my ear.
Yeah, like that's hilarious. Like that is the epitome of a good prank. Sorry.
Yeah.
Especially when they had it done to them on their last ever show when they were in that. Like, I just
the
think that is
restaurant.
hilarious.
Yeah. Oh, God, I just don't love it. It makes me feel uneasy. I can't believe that. You've just been shocked to your core.
I just can't
Imagine.
believe.
Imagine you make a lol at Raw like that and you're like, I know everything. And he's like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. You're like, sorry, what?
Joke.
I was joking. What do you mean everything?
That's
What is
bad.
everything?
That really is.
Rose, the thing I will never, ever, 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 ever get my head around is how people cheat,
Well, this is the thing.
especially for that long.
I just think the emotional energy, you could have written a book, to be honest with you, if you'd put that amount of energy into something worthwhile.
Anything, PhD, cured cancer.
Do you know what I
Like,
mean?
What are you doing?
What are you doing?
Spend your time elsewhere. Have other hobbies. It's disgusting.
It's amazing how
It's
people
a waste of resources, actually.
agree.
Like, you should be a spy. Why are you wasting your time with Sandra down the road?
God, 100%.
Do better.
100%. That's like all these people who live like full double lives. I just think MI5 missed out.
You've got big skills here and you're wasting them by just getting what? Your dick wet. Disgusting.
Literally.
It's actually revolting. I hate them.
Wow.
Oh my God, that poor girl. I would think about that daily. I will think about her daily. And I'd tread with caution. She's right. Tread with caution on your pranks. Because you might find things you don't want to find.
I agree.
Listen, when you go looking, girls, when you go digging, you'll find
You can find something. You can find anything.
Everyone can find something
Totally.
incriminating. So be careful. Before we continue with this week's episode of Leave a Message,
If you want to be part of our group chat, make sure you leave us a voice note using all the details in the episode description.
now this can be about anything. Obviously, sometimes we ask you for specific topics, but if you've got a story that you think girls need to hear this, then get voice noting.
Hi, girlies. I need some moral support / words of wisdom / reassurance that being single does get better. And I feel like you're going to say that it doesn't. But basically, my boyfriend and I of 2 years broke up a few months ago. And I recently got back on Hinge and I saw him on Hinge. So I was like, it's okay. He's out there too, living his life. Like, I'm okay. I was the one who broke up with him, by the way. Like, it was kind of just, I'd outgrown the relationship. Socially, we were very different people, and it made kind of being together quite difficult because I'm a big like advocate. Like, I wanted him to meet my friends and blah, 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 blah. Anyway, I had a Hinge date over last night, and oh my God, it was the worst experience ever. I think I should have checked his ID maybe, because he said he was 23. I think he was maybe 20, maybe 19. I know that doesn't sound like much of a difference to you guys, but it is. And we were kissing. By the way, he wanted to watch the 1% Club with Lee Mack, which was really rogue. And we were kissing, and then he finished in his trousers and then was like, sorry, I just need to pre-cum to be able to like last longer. And I was like, okay. And then he was like, okay, just give me a few minutes. And I was like, I'm not gonna lie, I'm not really into this. Okay. Can you go home? And then he went home, and that was that. And I tied myself up because I was like, it's my first time like getting back out there since the breakup, and that is what God gives me. Are you joking me? Also, I forgot how small penises could be. So now I really miss my ex-boyfriend, and I don't know if I miss him or if I just miss his penis. I imagine I just miss his massive, massive penis. And now I'm like swearing off all men. Now I don't want a man to look at me in the eye, because how dare you have the audacity to come to my house, take away my Friday evening, to give me absolutely nothing. My vagina may as well have not been in the room with us. Are you joking?
Oh, sister!
Now, Habibi, you are in a world of pain over there.
Right. I've got a lot to say on this as a fellow single sister. Being single, to answer your question, being single does get better, but you have to make being single work for you. Like, I am the happiest that I have been in years. And I am also single. I don't know that that's because I'm single. It's just because I'm able to prioritize like genuinely what works for me. And you have to understand that people let you down all the time, and that's going to happen in dating as well. Like, you are going to be disappointed, and you have to really date based on what you desire from that date. So like, if it's sex, then actually you might want to have some conversations prior about what kind of sex they like, what kind of sex you might have. If it's not, yeah, literally, because if that's what you want,
that's what you're looking for.
Sign up for that. Don't, be with someone that's going to like, come in their pants and leave. It's not ideal. So like, you can't always know that, of course, but you could do a bit of troubleshooting, like get sexy before if that's what you're looking for. If you're looking for good conversation, then chat with someone a lot before, and then just go for a drink, or meet them for a coffee and a walk. Like you just have to be really realistic with what you want from dating. And if it is to find another partner, it's a numbers game, girls. Like, you've just got to date, and you've got to expect that some of them are going to be shit and some of them are going to be great, and some penises are going to be big and some are going to be small, and it is just luck of the draw. So I think the way to enjoy being single, especially when you're dating, is to date with either specific intent or almost no intent at all. Because then you're not disappointed, and it just is what it is. Like, it might be that you really fancy a Friday night out, so then go out. But if you don't date. You don't have to date. Be home and watch the 1% Club alone, and don't let that person take your Friday night. But if you're in the mood, then accept that it's a roll of the dice, and it might be a really good Friday night and it might be a shit one, and you get another one next week. You go again. Do you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. But it does get better.
I think, like, if you just go on every willy-nilly date that comes your way, you will definitely be disappointed. 1,000,000%.
At least once.
Of course. More than once. 100%. The caliber, listen, I'm talking secondhand here. I can only see through her eyes. It's not great out there. So if you're expecting a high caliber from every date, and you're not really sure what you want, you don't actually know what's going to fill your hole. Sorry, excuse the pun. But I mean, like, what kind of cup do you need filled? Because if you're just like, oh yeah, I'm just going to date, but with no intention behind which cup,
then let it be good and let it be bad, because it will be both.
Yeah.
And actually sometimes, especially in the beginning, like, babe, you've only been single 2 months. Like, you just need to get a few under your belt. Let them be shit. Like, even I remember the first person I had sex with, like, would I race back to have that sex again? Absolutely not. But I just needed to know that I could, like, be a single entity who could shag other people other than my ex. Do you know what I mean? I just needed to know that. And that's what I used that date for. Do you know what I mean? And it wasn't like the best sex of my life, and it wasn't all these crazy stories. I think so much pressure is put on like single women to be like, well, if you're single, you might like at least give us all the crazy stories and be having an amazing time, and we're all living vicariously through you. It's like, sometimes there's not things to live vicariously through. Sometimes I'm just at home in my pajamas and I don't even fancy a date. Sometimes I'm having a really bad shag. Like, I don't know what it's going to be. And you need to just take the pressure off of like, single is all fun and single is amazing. And because it's good and it's bad, as relationships are. Do you know what I mean? You get the good of a relationship and the bad of a relationship. But I think it does get better because it gets easier to be single, because you do know what you want and you do know where you need to be filled up, and you are more picky. Like, you would have noticed, if you'd have chatted to that guy for a bit longer, you probably would have noticed he wasn't going to be your cup of tea. Do you know what I mean? Or that he felt young, or like whatever.
Also, I think this is something that I've really noticed in G, is that, as G said, like, you've only been out of a relationship 2 months. I think it's easy when you come out to like latch on to like, okay, well, what's next? And I think that's something that you've done really, like, and this is testament to the fact that she is the best person she's been in the last however many years. It's just like sitting in the singleness as if it's a relationship status, like for real. What do you need? What can you take away from this period of time that actually maybe, I don't know, maybe you will go into something else with a completely different outlook on like a relationship or who you are, or like there will be something that this time can gift you that nothing else. I mean, like,
and it really is a gift.
Totally.
Like, I really believe it is a gift because, like, I'm like incredibly happy for like someone like you that found your person young, but like I'm also so sad that you don't get these times.
Totally.
As you would be sad that I haven't met the love of my life at 21. Do you know what I mean? Like there's things to take from everything. So you have to see it as like
a huge gift.
A huge gift for time to really get to know you and to be like, you could just explore and take away any pressure on it being like good or bad, because it might be both.
That you have to start going on dates after X amount of time.
Yes, it's like allow the ebb and flow.
This many dates a month. Like who?
I haven't dated in months now. This year I haven't been on a date because I'm not really in the mood, to be honest, and I know I will be again. So then I'll date. Do you know what I mean? Like, don't pressure yourself to be like, I know I need to. You don't need to do anything. You need to do what's good for you. So if that's put you off for a sec, let it put you off. Be off. Be off them all, because then someone will come in and you'll see something, or you'll be bored and you'll download Hinge, and then you'll be on again.
And then it might turn off again.
Yeah.
And that's
let it. That's the joy. That's genuinely what part of the gift is, that you are allowed to switch off.
But this is what I think is interesting, is that like people expect that in relationships, the ebb and the flow and the good and the bad, and the like ups and the downs, and that it's all okay within the confines of a relationship. But for some reason, people have this vision of singledom as like this vacuum of space that has to be filled.
Well, that's why you have to see your singledom as your relationship status, like Al said, because it's like people see a relationship status as security. So see your singledom, see yourself as security. Like the security you're gifting yourself is knowing yourself and what you need.
100%.
That's your safety net, as a relationship as someone else's. Do you know what I mean?
Totally.
A relationship with yourself, sister.
Can I just say, it's quite cool that she didn't force herself to continue.
Yes.
Very.
Because there's been times where I've forced myself to do something with someone just because.
Yeah. And because you're there and you're in the moment.
Too awkward to say, I don't want to do this anymore.
Yeah.
But you've been like, I'm not into this anymore.
Yeah.
I'm leaving this. Really cool.
Yeah.
Really
also,
cool doing
that sets you up with like the tools to date really well, because you won't really do stuff that isn't serving you. You won't be having bad sex. So good for you. Do you know what I mean? Should we round up?
Jennifer, number 1.
Jennifer. When you think of Jennifer, what famous Jennifer do you think of?
Jennifer Lopez.
Wow, I was going to say Lawrence or Coolidge now.
My first one that comes to mind
Is
probably
Lopez.
J-Lo, yeah.
Wow. Rahana?
Jennifer Tilly.
Jennifer Tilly?
Yeah.
Who the hell is
Who
Jennifer
is that?
Tilly?
She was in Bride of Chucky. She owns a piece of The Simpsons because she was married to the guy who owned The Simpsons. But
Wow.
the reason why I know that is because she's in the new series of Beverly Hills, Real Housewives of Beverly Hills.
Okay.
She's a legend. She's actually a real G.
Sorry, have you seen, this is a massive detour, but now that you've just said about Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, have you seen the number of comments saying we need to watch Secret Lives of Mormon Wives?
Oh, yeah. I've heard about Secret Lives of Mormon Wives.
There's a new season coming out. I'm gonna.
Okay.
I saw your TikTok and we had this debate on stage. I still am convinced that those videos are satire.
Babe, the number of people in our DMs.
I think you might be right. The proper ones where they're like, go to war.
Yeah,
They've
it's
got
like-
to be low-key like teasing.
They're not joking.
It's teasing.
They're not joking. They're not jesting.
You are being pranked. The prank is working on you. When they're actually, I'm kind of with Rahana. I think they might be playing into the stereotype of Mormons and like
Babe,
being like, oh,
do you know
normal people
how
think we're like
religious
this?
people are? How
But
religious?
that many of them.
Yes, babe.
That doesn't sound like an extreme anymore. That sounds like a majority, and I'm not convinced.
But it's only a majority in one state in the whole of America. If you actually think about the numbers, I'm happy to be proven wrong. I just think like
we'll never know what we're going to do. Go to the
Go to
University
Utah,
of
yeah.
Mormon University and ask them if they're joking or not.
Yes.
They'll be like, I'm not joking, because they're deadpan.
no,
And then you'll
babe,
never
I
know. They'll be like, I'm not joking. And you'll be like, but are you? And they'll be like, no. You'll be like, okay. And that'll be it. They will hold their front.
I don't think it's a front. I actually know it's not a front. In my soul, I know that they are serious. They
Maybe you're Mormon in your soul.
they take their covenants seriously.
Has anyone spoken? Any Mormons come to you?
Lots.
Really?
DMs.
In your
Lots.
DMs, you've got Mormons?
In the Ali and G TikTok DMs. Lots.
Stop.
Lots of comments on the
I actually
video.
couldn't if I tried to find my way to the Ali and G TikTok DMs. I do not understand TikTok and where the DMs are.
Yeah, it's also it changes.
Why are they hidden so
changes
weirdly?
every week. They change the format. I don't know why they do that.
What?
But a lot of LDS
LDS.
basically saying how Latter-day Saints LDS and Mormons are slightly different. And like there's been a lot of educational messages. I'm not joking. And I haven't replied to really that many because I don't really know what to say.
Listen, God forbid a girl has a hobby. Like, you live your Mormon life through those people.
100%. But the comments are very much like, basically there's a difference. Like these people are representing an extreme, but there lots of Mormons obviously are not that extreme.
Yeah, that's what I'm
Lots of
saying.
people, but the extreme ones do exist in the same way that extreme from every religion it exists.
I definitely agree, but I don't know. There's something about it.
Something about those skits and him
Yeah.
going famous on TikTok that might be a little bit staged.
Should we do?
Have we
Jennifer
rounded
too?
up?
Did we round up?
No, because I started talking about Jennifer Coolidge. Sorry.
Oh
Right.
yeah, sorry. So number 1, April Fools.
What the fuck? You must tread carefully with your jokes. Jokes are not to be messed around with. That's so
That is the
bad.
message you should take away.
Careful with your jokes. What message do you want
My
to take
message
away?
is, I don't have a message.
Yeah, exactly. Be careful with your jokes. Very good message.
I don't have a message other than,
Look for fire and you'll get burned is my
actually,
message.
My message.
Because like you had yourself to blame there, sis. Because you set him right up.
No, but my message
reveal his
is
truth.
if you're gonna lie, if you're gonna cheat, at least lie once.
Babe, your message can't be to the
Why would you
adulterer.
give up your information
No,
that quickly?
babe.
Okay, my other message is
No, I'm glad he came clean because that's sick in the head for her to have really learned what you've done and you the audacity to gaslight her.
fine. My message is maybe trust the universe because the universe put that seed in your mind to ask them the question, and now look
So prank your pranks.
for the better.
Maybe if any girls out there have got any like niggles, they just lie. Just say you found the truth. Just say, I saw that message from that
A good
girl.
cheater would
I've done
lie,
that so many times.
Have you? Just set them up.
and they've lied because they're good at cheating.
Have they lied?
Some lie or some tell the truth.
But also, even when they lie, you can see the flicker across their face.
I know, but like a flicker's not confirmation, babe. It's not fucking black and white proof, is it?
It's enough for me. You're out. Right, voice note number 2. Babe, yeah, you're single.
Yeah.
Don't be sad.
No, don't be sad. Don't be sad.
By the way, guys, Al was like, you've been broken up with Colin 4 years. It's been 18 months. For me, of heartbreak, actually, I want you to know. It hasn't been
Feels
4
like
years.
so much longer. Do you
No,
not think?
guys, 2 things. My dad's 81. I got it wrong.
That's on you.
That was on me.
That was on you because you
was.
I thought he was 83.
You said 84 and you aged him 3
No, I thought he was 84 this year. He's 81.
You aged him and that's not fair, Martin.
But that's because you told me I got broken up with 4 years ago, and I was like, "Well, that was my 80th. My dad's 80th birthday was when I got broken.
He's your dad.
But it's your like perception of my breakup that skewed me and confused me.
It wasn't 18 months, was it really? Only
Yes, babe,
18
it's been
months?
18 months.
Wow.
We only had one Christmas not together because the Christmas we broke up. We broke up in the November, and then we had the Christmas, and now we're in April.
Wow. That feels much longer.
Yeah, it's been a long slog. No, for real, being single gets better. And also, like, really, Ronan Keating was right when he said life is a roller coaster. And especially when you're single, you do just have to, like, hold on. Because there are real highs and real lows, and you've just got to allow that to be.
And I don't want to, listen, you shouldn't, like, I know that I'm not the person to say this to you because I'm in a secure relationship, but relish in it. Fucking savor the singledom for as long as you can because...
Well, also, like, even, like, I think what you've got to just do is avoid the lows, like, keeping you low. Because I think it's really easy to be like, I had a bad day, all men are shit. And it's like, well, that isn't necessarily true. And you are going to get some, like, really joyous moments because you're single. Like, there is so much joy in that. Like, I'm really grateful for this time I've been gifted. Do you know what I mean? And I would rather be here where I am right now in a relationship that was wrong for me.
Defo.
Way rather. Shall we do question of the week? We got time.
Got 3 minutes, girls.
Okay, 3 minutes.
Okay.
Are you ready, girls? Have you ever cheated? Be honest. Yes or no. That's all we gave them. You say yes or no. Have you ever cheated?
I think majority is no.
Yeah, bearing in mind our audience is mainly women.
Females.
Do with that information what you will. Rahana, what do you think?
I'm going to go 63% was no. And then, yeah,
89% said no.
I don't believe them.
And 11% said yes. This is the thing. But definition of cheating does differ between people. Because
I would put myself in the no category, but I could, if in someone else's eyes, I think they would say yes.
I agree. Yeah, things I know about this dirty dog. No, yeah, I think so too. Because I would say, like, you know, if you've like messaged anyone else, like I would say that I have cheated because once when I had a boyfriend, I did message someone else.
Oh, I wouldn't
with
consider that
intent,
cheating.
and I think
would.
that's cheating. With intent,
you?
like
Right.
flirting with intent, I think that's cheating.
What were the messages? Fanny pics.
It was actually, he then became my boyfriend, which wasn't great. We then dated, but there was a crossover where he basically messaged me and was like, "You looked so good tonight," and I was like, "Thanks." And then we were messaging a bit, and he was like, "Do you have a boyfriend?" And I was like, "Yeah." And he was like, "Just because there's a goalie doesn't mean you can't score."
Well,
and
what
then
did
we
you
like
say?
flirted for a while.
Like that
Okay,
line.
yeah.
So that is cheating, in my opinion.
Yeah, okay, fair.
Some people would say that's not cheating. I
It's a
think it
grey. There is a lot of grey
Is there?
because some people would not consider that cheating.
Which I think it's a disrespect.
It's a disrespect, but is that cheating? What is the definition of cheating?
Disrespect.
No, it's not though.
She
What-
basically set herself up on a next.
Yeah, I literally got
Relationship.
my boyfriend lined up. I did stepping stones. I like got the stepping stone in front of me so I could
Definition.
leap across. The problem is you have to define with your partner what your definition of cheating is because it's irrelevant what Google
act
says.
dishonestly or unfairly in order to gain advantage.
That is cheating.
Yeah, okay, fair.
You
But
have cheated.
Then there's another one, be sexually unfaithful. That's another definition. So it just depends what you would,
But you have to define with your partner what your definition
100%.
is.
Because you didn't sexually, you were not, were you sexually unfaithful?
No, I wasn't. No. Okay.
Listen, I'm not saying.
Babe,
No,
what
no,
are
no,
you
no,
doing
no,
over
no,
there?
no, no,
What
no,
are you
no.
up to in your DMs?
I'm
Pass
just-
them over.
I'm just saying, out of that 11%, the no's,
I think there's a few yeses in the nose. is
exactly,
what I'm
but they
saying.
don't think what they've done is cheating, but actually maybe it is. In the same
We're
way,
here to hold a
I just
mirror
have
up.
so many friends who've cheated, but like their boyfriend never ever found out.
Wow.
Yeah.
Proper snogging,
Not,
sexting,
they're not actually technically still my
Sexting.
friends, but
sexting, snogging,
they're not my friend.
shagging.
in the club, like doing
Bits in the
bits.
club.
Bits in the club.
And I'd just two-stepping next to
And
the
you're
next
just like,
to the
toot,
dude.
toot, toot. I know you've got a boyfriend, but I'm not going to
Still
say
doing
anything.
bits.
I'd love to be doing bits in the club. Guys, I'm starting to wave a finger flag for just fingering.
Yeah.
Like second base
No, I agree.
is heaven. Just second base. That's all. I wouldn't only ever go to second base now because I just think, why does it always have to go to third and fourth? I just want to stop at second like we used to back
I
in the good old
agree.
days.
I agree.
At a house party where
Capital
you knew
VIP, 100%.
it was just that.
Heaven.
Oh, that is joy. A bit of dry humping and a finger.
In and out,
fucking
and then you
brilliant.
can go home and sleep in your own bed.
Ah! I just honestly want like no strings attached fingering.
You have to clip this.
Why did we stop doing it at 15? Why have I left it there?
Because everyone thinks that sex is cool, and I don't.
it's
know
not
where
cool.
we got
I
that-
don't. I genuinely sometimes don't want to be penetrated.
No. I think sex is incredibly uncool. The actual physical act of sex, if you zoomed out and watched yourself, not cool.
I think I'd have a fab time watching.
Yeah, I bet you would. I bet
I
you're
don't
putting on a
think-
show, Rana.
Swinging from the fucking
And the lights go down. Before we say something we regret, thank you so much
Love
for
you
listening.
so much. Keep your voice notes coming.
Happy birthday if it's your birthday. Happy birthday.
Happy Wednesday. Happy Hump Day.
We love you and we will see you next week.
Love you. Bye.